And I come across this picture. There's Coach Art Finkel on the outside right there. We did have a ringer at quarterback. Number 10 is a kid named Steve Pluer, All-American, University of Washington, played in the NFL for 9 years, primarily for the Cowboys. So when you're 10 years old playing football, you got the great quarterback, it makes a big difference. And so we had our finger up like this for one reason. Why is that? We won 8 teams in the league. We win the championship that year, and we went to the banquet. Any of you have kids, been to an awards banquet before? Long, long night, right? And so it's time for our reward, and I have it still. It says 1970, gold medal. I get that gold medal. I'm so proud of that gold medal. I got that gold medal. What shocked me, though, is what did they hand out to all the other kids that night? What did they get too?
Same thing.
Because this was 1970. What did the other children get, Chris? Nothing. They got absolutely nothing. They were losers. I hate to say it to y'all, 1970, right? You didn't get anything for coming in second. You got a kick in the butt. Is that right? Right. Go back, you got to get better, because everybody here is good at what you do. Is that correct?
Yes.
How many of you are good at what you do? Okay. Everybody here is good at what you do, but deep down you got to be thinking, as good as I am, as long as I've done this, even I can get a little bit better. And that's the whole focus for continuing education, obviously. And I want to praise everybody for coming. There's a reason I'm here today. My brand is about getting switched on, as you saw. I lived on and off in Australia. My mates would say, "Oh, mate, just switched on today." Any of you know people who are switched on? I mean, you either brighten the room when you walk in or when you leave. Is that correct? I mean, there's just kind of a fine line. You know those people are switched on. Some people are switched on and some people are switched off. Here's how some people go through life. Put your hands like this if you would, everybody. Tilt your head for me. Everybody give a big sigh. Everybody go like this. Repeat after me. La, la, la. These are people with no passion and purpose. Is that true? Just kind of going through them. La, 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 how did I get here? What's going on? We're going to look at a couple formulas here. And the first one is, why do some people get switched off? Why do people get off track? Why do people fail? Now, here's the good news I have to share. It's not going to sound like good news, but half y'all are going to die of heart disease. Woohoo! It's the #1 killer for women over 40. Why is that good news? Because if you know right now what's likely going to kill you, you can do what? You can reverse heart disease. Diabetes is probably the biggest pandemic in the world, in the country. Is that true? 32 million people have it. It's 24% are diabetic or pre-diabetic. Can you reverse type 2 diabetes? Yes, but very few people do what it takes to make it happen. Is that right? If you would. Here's a formula for getting switched off. Trust me, been doing this 27 years. If you stay with me and write a few things down, you're going to be blessed by it and you get a lot more information. Here's the first thing if you'd write it in. Letting neglect win. Letting neglect win. That's #1. Just neglecting to do the little stuff. And every day, here's the good news, and there's a reason I'm here today. Every day, we're on the verge of stepping up and confronting neglect. If we can identify some of that neglect today and make a decision and change today, it's going to be a lot easier versus letting those errors and that neglect go another year, another 5 years, another 10 years. So my goal is for you to look back and say, I don't remember that chip, but I remember that was the day I made a decision that made an impact on my life. That's our goal here for today. It's crazy. So here's my question for you, I guess. I'm going to have you try on my definition for getting switched on. See if it feels good to you, okay? And here it is right here. Formula for getting switched on. It says this, if you'd write it down. Take care of my #1 asset, which is me. Take care of my #1 asset, which is me. Think long term. And execute those daily success disciplines, right? Think long term, those little things you do day after day after day. We forget about motivation's great, but it's a discipline to get stuff done. Okay. Personal growth, personal development. What are you reading? What do you listen to? We'll talk about that. You know, Paul Bunyan, greatest lumberjack of all time. He still had to take time to do what? Sharpen his frickin' axe. There's a lot of people out there work real hard at what they do, but they don't get very good results. You know why? They suck. They're terrible at what they do. They're not learning. They're not getting any better. They're repeating the same mistakes. They haven't read a book. They haven't gone to a class. They haven't taken a seminar. They're winging it. They could have done it 10 years, and they think after 10 years, I'm really, really good. No, you're not. Is that possible? That's hard truth. Coach doesn't tell you what you want to hear. Coach tells you what you need to hear. Personal growth, what are you doing to get better? It says never underestimate the power of one decision, if you'd write that in. Never underestimate the power of one decision. Thank you very much. I need one of these. 1, 2, 3. Yes! Fantastic. Beautiful.